Now, there's probably parts of these videos that are going to make a couple people ask, why in the fuck are you still friends with this fucking freak? That's fine. I'm open about everything in my life. The benefit there is that there is never a point where anybody could ever try to blackmail me with some shit like, oh, we'll talk about this. I don't give a fuck. Talk about it. Melody has picked out my partners for me before. I won't deny that's a huge turn on. But I prefer to have the first interaction, the first communication with them. And then once they get past me, they have to get past her. Because in the end, it's not my personality that runs into conflict. Sometimes it does. As I said, I'm an asshole, and I like to be right all the fucking time. The problem is that Mel's not my sub. She is not my collared pet. She's my partner. And I need that control relationship. It is something that I have had as a part of my life for almost 30 years. It's, I guess you could almost say it's a little like smoking or any other kind of, I don't like calling it an addiction because it's almost compulsive seeming to some people, but and could I quit anytime I wanted to? I quit many times because I've had to. You don't want to quit having sex. Nobody really does. I mean, the reason my wife's sex drive died is because of chemical reasons. By the way, if you happen to be on birth control, keep in mind, you have to stop taking it every now and then. Otherwise, your body thinks it's time to shut the system down. Give me a second. Hi, this is Michael from Apollo's, walking up to the front door of the building right now. All right, thank you. Hey, that's a bush. Look, I found a bush. But, all right, hang on a second. There's a customer. Hey.
Hi.
You have a great night.
Thanks, you too.
Didn't you live somewhere else?
I just moved.
You just,
like, I was right down the street, so.
I knew right where you were.
Yes.
That's. When I saw the name, I was like,
yeah, right. Like,
did they get the address wrong?
Yeah, no, that's right.
All right, I'll see you guys later. That, by the way, is where a huge part of my tips come from, is because friendly. I have a fucked up memory. You know, when I wanted to tell me to remember things. However, shit like that. That person has been ordering from Apollo's for as long as I've been working there. Her and her husband, apparently, they mentioned it last time I delivered to them that they were looking at moving into a bigger place. Anyway. So to us, our polyamorous relationship is primarily about an emotional connection, an emotional commitment. What we want from someone, both of us, isn't the standard. And she's gotten injured over the course of her life in specific ways that have made it difficult for her to do things like, one year while helping teach our kid how to roller skate, she slipped, fell, caught herself badly, and broke her wrist pretty substantially. As a result of that, she has a hard time lifting heavy things. There's some parts of cleaning up that she has a hard time doing. So it's not just we're looking for somebody to take care of my needs. We're in the BDSM community. We're looking for a specific kind of girl. And we're looking for a girl because my partner's not into chicks. She doesn't really have a sex drive, so we're not looking for a guy. I'm not really into guys. Which isn't to say that, I have an opposition. Just not into it. Part of the process of this whole thing is my sex drive. There's so many stupid drivers on the road today. I don't know how half of these people get their license. If you are in a 25 mile an hour zone, don't do 15. I mean, we're all doing the speed limit, but there's no snow, there's no ice, the roads are clear. So there's no reason to be doing 15 in a 25 zone. Like that person behind me slipping way back into the background. Well, can't see him now because the car pulled out. And my wife and I have been looking for what we want for a while now. I have a pretty good idea what we want. When you put it in simple terms, it sounds controlling and misogynistic and like something most women are trying to escape. And that's because a lot of those relationships, frankly, do turn abusive. And you can't mistake or confuse a safe, sane, consensual relationship with some drunk asshole beating his wife because she didn't obey. That's not what we're looking for. And in simple terms, frankly, I want to fuck. I don't want somebody I'm going to beat up every day. And that's honestly where a huge part of the BDSM community is. They're looking for the flogging. And I'm not much of a flogger. Spanking's neat. Maybe some occasional violence during sex is entertaining. But in the end, no, I'm really not looking for somebody to smack around and treat like shit. Neither is Mel. What Mel is looking for more than anything else is assistance around the house. Not that I don't help her at all. The dishes are mine, taking out the trash is mine, but she doesn't currently work. We worked it out a long time ago that for now, her job is making sure the house isn't a pigsty and that the kid is fed and ate and goes to school every day. Her job's pretty easy overall. Well, easy in the sense that she doesn't have to really go out or interact with a lot of fucking assholes. She only has to interact with the one that lives in her house. Being a mom, being a housewife, it's not an easy job. There are parts of her daily routine that I would like to make easier. That's where the pet comes in. Like I said, we're not looking for a secondary girlfriend. We've tried that as well. That doesn't work. She is not secondary to anyone. Even in our poly relationship, there are still rules of hierarchy. There's me, and there's Mel, and for the most part, we're equals in our relationship. As far as anyone outside of it is concerned, that's exactly the way it is. As far as the two of us are concerned, fuck you, that's our business, and we handled it pretty well so far. Never sure really what to say about how my relationship works. It just does. And we have to add another person to it, so others might think that, maybe something is lacking in our relationship, that somehow we're missing something. And it's not that we're missing something. It's that, honestly, the medical profession broke something. I had issues before all that. She had issues dealing with it before all that. But we were okay. And there was still, other people around because, to put it in blunt terms, I'm a horn dog and I've cheated on practically every woman I've ever dated. I'd keep it in my pants. That's not a fucking option. Oh, I know. Oh, it's a choice. You could choose not to cheat. Shut the fuck up. Have you ever cheated on your fucking partner? No? Then you don't have clue one about what the fuck I'm talking about here. I have a problem in a similar way. Now, like I said, I don't like calling it addiction because of the nature of addiction. But in the same way that if you take heroin away from a junkie, they're never over the heroin. It's always there. It's always a drive. My drive is always maxed out. So what do? Do you just break up and end the relationship because, we're having some problems? That ain't the way we do things. We love each other deeply, but we're not jealous people. Here's a scenario that most people would fuck their head up and they couldn't function. Imagine watching your wife fuck another guy. You can't do it. Most of you out there are going to be like, oh, hell no. Fuck that. Bitch is cheating on me. There ain't no cheating. Most of you can't wrap your brain around the concept of this isn't cheating. That we're just open and loving. And it's not that we don't love each other. I love her absolutely. But does that mean that I should give up on sex except when she essentially submits to a sexual assault? No. Should we break up because that's a problem? No. We found a solution. And the solution is you find somebody else to suck my dick. Period. It's an incredibly, deceptively simple fucking answer to a really big problem for us. Anyway, I'll come back to this in a minute. I go back to work.